Greetings YouTube! In this video we are off to try and film Braunton again, but this time actually in Parton, actually with good weather and without hopefully too much wind or rain at all, and maybe even lots of sunshine. There is currently lots of sunshine here at the minute, so this is all to the good. I have wanted to film here at Parton again for quite a while, but for reasons I have been thwarted. Most recently because of the weather forecast. I had planned to come here and film, and then the forecast told me it was meant to be thunder showers at Parton, and I chickened out. Apparently the weather was glorious, a bit like it is today. You can see my video of my chickening out and going to Siddick somewhere up there hopefully, or there, I forget which way YouTube works. In one of these corners. It gets confusing, especially with the mirrored camera, that one I think. But we've got good weather, and Braunton is scheduled to come. There's a lot more about that to tell you actually, but at the minute I'm trying to walk to where I was planning to scout out my film locations. I dropped dear Mrs. Solway a bit closer, and I then gone and parked the car, which is a little bit of a walk, and uphill. So, here we go, here comes the walky uphill part. Hopefully I'll get a nice view of the bay that way. I haven't actually physically been here, on foot in person, to check. So the view might be terrible, but we'll have a look. I'm sure I will find our place somewhere. Ooh. Okay, it's maybe not brilliant for filming a southbound train, but that is pretty, and the sun's all in the wrong place, but the human eye thinks that looks pretty good. So yes, I don't know where Mrs. Solway is.
And the view to the north was disappointing.
Okay, all that climbing was for naught. There wasn't a place up there at the slightest. We'll walk on and see what, if anything, in this direction we can find. Well, there wasn't a view there, was there? So, best laid plans. This is what happens when you do your surveying using Google Street View and Google Maps, but that's all right. I've planned enough time to allow for me to compensate and look and ratch. So, we'll walk a little further along. Just somewhere along here I'll get a shot. Just need to walk on a little bit and see what we can see without breaking one's neck. Look who I found!
Hi!
Found Mrs. Solway. You found a good spot?
I think I'm quite happy with it.
Excellent.
I'm not sure it'll work overly great for filming, but
Maybe not.
hopefully get a nice photo.
Yeah. I'm going to walk on, I think, and see what I can find, see if I can find a better shot. There's might be something down there. I'm going to go have a look. Are you happy enough here?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Cool beans, cool beans. Right, I'm going to walk on before... Oh, dear me. Time's eroding from me. I mean, it's not dissimilar, but that looks like quite a nice shot to me. Yes, and I've got a little somewhere I can actually perch. Yes, I'm going to set myself up here, I think. That's the grand plan. Flipping heck, I've arrived here and literally two trains. One of the few trains, we'll come on to that, one of the few trains coming out of Whitehaven's just gone north, and I can see one of the few trains coming into Whitehaven just coming around that first bit of bay. So, flipping heck, can I get, maybe not. I don't know if I'll get set up for that train coming, but we'll see. Right you are, there I am, just about set up. You can see, nice and early. We've got a good 40 minutes before it's scheduled, and I'm thinking set off from Carlisle a good 5 minutes late, so I've got nothing to do but sit and wait. Also, big shout out to the two gentlemen who saw me looking round, saw me with my camera and tripod, went, there's a good spot further on you might want to walk on and find. And I was like, oh, that's very good, I'll get to that and I'll have a look. They walked on, got to the spot. One of them came back to find me and said, the spot's still free, no one's took it yet. I've got left my mate there claiming it. Come on, I'll get you there. That was so very kind of them to actually see me and think that, so. So yes, nothing much left to do now except sit, wait, and enjoy the great beauty. It's quite pretty. It's very beautiful here, looking over Tanyard Bay, then Parton Bay, and then I think Providence Bay, if I remember rightly from when I looked at the map. Very beautiful, but now just a long sit and a wait. And very few trains because of the engineering works. Oh yeah, that, I need to tell you about that, don't I? So yes, due to replanned engineering works, there's now no trains running between Sellafield and Millom at all today. One or two running down to Sellafield to Whitehaven, between Sellafield and Whitehaven, but most trains are not going at all. All trains stop at Whitehaven. One exception. Our Steve special pulled by Braunton today, the Lakelander. That is the one exception. They are lifting the blockade on the railway line, letting the train through. There's a 1 hour gap where they're lifting the blockade, letting the special through, and then re-bringing the blockade in and carrying on with the engineering works, which I just think is incredible. Like, where all other trains would be stopped and no, we're going to let a Steve special through. That is just incredible. So, yeah, so it's very lucky to be able to come down and see the train today. That is actually fantastic. And hopefully the wind's not too bad. And we'll get some nice shots. And that was Braunton pulling the Lakelander. Oh, it was so nice to be able to see it in such a pretty place. I have no idea if the shots are any good. I was pretty happy with what I got right round the edge of the bay, but you don't know when you film it. You only find out when you get to the editing room. So hopefully it looked good, and hopefully you appreciated it. This version of me doesn't know, but I thought it looked good. Anyway, I should actually pack up my camera stuff and probably start the walk back. And go find Mrs. Solway and see where she ended up. Still working. Ah, that's me packed up. Ah, look who I found. Hello.
Hi.
How did you get on?
Okay, I think.
Did you get a nice still?
Hopefully, it's slightly bright to see on the screen at this point. But
Yeah. You don't really know until you get back home, do you? But we'll find out when we get there.
We will.
So, yes, so long as you've got something. And did you take up a nice backup shot?
I have a backup shot. How good it is, we will find out.
Hopefully you won't need it. Hopefully I won't need it, rather.
Had the gorilla pod clinging on for dear life on the side of the tripod.
Oh, of course. Hang on the tripod. I was like, how can the real pod cling to itself? No, I caught up. It's been a long day. Right then, we've got a bit of a walk back. We might film some stuff as we go. We'll see how we get on. Oh, and I'll take on my rollers pack pony. At least you're not giving me the tripod. Please don't give me the tripod. You enjoying that biscuit?
I was still trying to get my strength back up after catching your bug.
It wasn't my bug. It's not something I personally owned and curated and cared for. Well, maybe cared for it, but it was definitely not what I wanted to do.
The bug that you had last week.
You'll be pleased to know, those who watched my video last week where dear Mrs. Solway did step in to save the day and make sure that the video got filmed, that I am feeling much recovered from my horrible bug. Mrs. Solway here didn't avoid it though, did you?
No.
And you also got the horrible bug just after that, basically the next night. So,
Yep.
and the less said about that, the better, because it was not pleasant. That's all we'll say on the matter. That's as much as you want or need to know. But yes, we are feeling much recovered. It was just good to get out, really, in the nice sunshine, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. I mean, last time Braunton came down the coast, we were hoping to see it here, and we didn't manage it. We ended up at Siddick, further up the coast from here. So actually to come down here and see it in this beautiful place and see some of these beautiful views of the bay is actually fantastic. So how's the train doing? Since it's meant to be going through engineering works and a line that's meant to be completely closed to all traffic.
Last reported at St. Bees,
Okay.
5 o'clock, 10 minutes down. Should be around about Sellafield now, but no reporting yet.
No reporting yet. Interesting.
Where were the engineering works?
I think they were a drig, approaching the actual danger zone.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
on
into
its
the
way.
danger zone, but it's
Yeah.
actually approaching the actual problem point.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Right, we're just about back at the car now, so we now need to go and get that food shopping, so don't look too disappointed about it. Dear me. Right, anyway, thanks very much for watching, guys. We'll catch you in the next one.